The UFC has been thriving this year, and they've put on many great fights in many great title fights in every division, and it seems like all the divisions are moving forward now into the future. It seems like we're getting rid of the old guard from the 2015 to 2023, and we're getting a new era of UFC fighters, champions, and divisions thriving. However, though the UFC has been ultra successful and most of the divisions have been brilliant this year, there are a lot of the divisions that do need fixing and do need problems addressing. So we're going to take a look at them. This is the Fight franchise, and we're going to look at every division and how we can fix every division in the UFC, starting with women's strawweight. Women's strawweight in 2022 was a bit of a hit and a miss in 2022. We had Rose Namajunas as champion after her two competitive fights with Weili Zhang. Then Rose lost in one of the most boring fights in MMA history against Carla Esparza. And then Weili Zhang put on a brilliant performance at MSG to become champion at UFC 281. And it seemed like, okay, going into 2023, we're going to have a brilliant women's strawweight division. That didn't happen. Weili Zhang has only competed once this year. And the easy fix for this division is have the champ compete more. If the champion competes more, this division will thrive. And it's a simple fix. I think a lot of us thought there was going to be a China card this year where Yan Xiaonan would face Weili Zhang. It's not happened. But if you want to fix this division and the UFC wants an easy fix for this division next year, have Weili Zhang compete more next year. Have her compete on a fight night similar to Alexa Grasso and Valentina Shevchenko if you have to. Or have her bolster UFC 300, UFC 299, UFC 298, and put her in the co-main event, defend her title, and let's get 2 or 3 title defenses from her next year. It's an easy way to fix that division. Moving on, men's flyweight. How do we fix this division? Men's flyweight is a really good division. We were stuck, and I'm not saying stuck, it was a brilliant trilogy, but we were stuck with Davidson Figueiredo. Not trilogy, quadrilogy. We were stuck with that quadrilogy between Davidson Figueiredo and Brandon Moreno. Easy fix for that division and what it needs. Promote the fighters more. The UFC need to get behind the men's flyweight division and do what they never did with Demetrius Johnson and promote these fighters. Have them do what boxing does and have them do face-offs. Have them become stars, make their names, get them to trash talk more, build hype. Manel Cap did it brilliantly. UFC 290, I believe, or 291, where Strickland beat Izzy. That was brilliant. He made 293, I think it was. He made a name for himself. He built up some hype and he called out Kai Kara France. That's what this division needs. It needs stars. It needs people coming forward. And that's what the UFC needs to get behind. They need to promote these fighters, make them feel like stars, and this division will be brilliant. It will thrive because they put on some excellent fight, these smaller guys, with the speed they put on and the technique and that they have. They are amazing fighters. They're just been so underappreciated over the years. But an easy fix for that, the UFC, promote them more, make them the face of the sport, help grow these fighters, and then plus their paychecks will grow. Alexander Pantoja a couple of years ago, apparently a year ago, was doing Uber Eats or Uber. He doesn't need to do that now. He's a champion, but it should never be that way. Help grow these fighters and promote them more, marketing them more. Women's flyweight was a brilliant division this year. Alexa Grasso and Valentina Shevchenko is the reason why, because they put on 2 excellent fights. But what this division needs, and it is a very good division, just bring in more talent. This division could do wonders with some more talent and bolster this division and have more women come through and compete for the title. It seems like the Valentina reign's coming to an end. I know a lot of us are fans of hers and she's been an excellent champion, a dominant champion, but it seems like she's coming to the end of her career now. And maybe she might prove us wrong and get that title back. But if we can get some more talent coming through in this division will become one of the hottest women's division in MMA period. It will be so much fun to watch, especially like at the top. The girls have put on, Valentina and Alexa Grasso have put 2 of the best fights this year, especially that fight night and the Mexican Independence Day card. So an easy fix for this division, bring in more talent. Men's bantamweight, how do we fix that division? Make a rightful contender. This division has actually been a very good division over the last year and a half. Aljamain's been an active champion. The guys have been fighting each other, bar Sean O'Malley, who kind of didn't weasel his way. He earned his title shot beating PT on in a controversial decision. But they just need the rightful contenders to fight for the belt. I feel like guys like Merab and Corey Sandhagen have done brilliant and they deserve title shots now. Give the rightful contenders their shots now. I know Corey's injured, so they gave the shot to Chito Vera, and I like Chito Vera, but they gave the shot to him, but you could have easily put Merab in there, and I think we need to, going forward in this division, I know Sean O'Malley's a star, but give the guys who are the rightful contenders their shot for the title, because there's a few guys who are now coming up towards deserving title shots, and that's an easy fix for this division. It's not a hard one to fix. It's a great division. It's been one of the best divisions over recent years, but just give the rightful contenders their title shot, and everyone's happy, because then it's a meritocracy. I know for Sean O'Malley, they kind of went away from the meritocracy and gave him the title shot, views, monies, pay-per-views, and build a star, but in going forward next year, give the rightful contenders their title shot. Women's bantamweight, easy fix. Get that belt active next year. 3 title defenses minimum for that title. We're going to have it at UFC 297 in the first pay-per-view of next year. Raquel Pennington versus Bueno Silva. And that's going to be brilliant. We're going to crown a champion. Hopefully no one gets injured. Quick turnaround, maybe May, June. Get that person defending that title, and then another title defense by September, October, November time. Get that belt active. Amanda Nunes, she was a brilliant champion, but she kind of stagnated that division, unfortunately. But next year, the main thing for that division is get that belt active, get the women in that division competing, and then hopefully we've got another belt and more entertainment from the UFC women's divisions, because that division this year was dead. It was one title fight and then Amanda Nunes run off. We've been waiting the whole time for who's going to compete for the belt, and we get it next year. So the winner of that faces, hopefully when she's back up and healthy, Juliana Pena in the summer. So get that belt active. Easy fix for that division. Men's featherweight, quite a funny one. The others have been a bit more serious. This one's a bit more light-hearted. Featherweight's a brilliant division. It's got a lot of guys coming through. The only issue is Blessed. Get rid of him. Just find a way to get Max Holloway out of the equation. He's a brilliant fighter. He's just so good. He's log-jammed that division. Alex Volkanovski's just a step ahead of him. Alex is here. Max is here. You know what I mean? It's just like a game of inches. I think the second fight, I had Max winning, but the judges gave it the other way. And Alex Volkanovski in the third fight, he cleaned out Max Holloway, and it was one of the best performances in UFC history. But going forward, figure out a way that guys can maneuver past him and don't have to face him, so we can have more fresh title challenges in that division, because there are some brilliant guys who we think, they're going to be the next best thing, they're going to be the next best thing. The minute they run into Max Holloway, you're screwed, because let's be real, he's one of the best UFC fighters ever. He's definitely top 15, top 20 now. Even without the belt and what he's done in the run he's put on without the title, he's just causing a bit of a logjam of this division. So like Ilia Topuria, he skipped kind of past Max Holloway. He didn't have to fight him. So in the future, the way to fix this division, and it's a bit of a nasty one, get Max Holloway out of the equation. If you can, an easy fix to get Max Holloway out of the equation, get him to fight for the BMF belt. There's a reason for him not to compete for the featherweight title. Give him a BMF title shot, and that will get him up and running. And that is a brilliant pay-per-view main event that you can put on next year. Women's featherweight, easy fix again. Is this division alive or dead? Just decide what you want to do. Do you want a women's featherweight division? Yes or no? If you do, bring in a whole bunch of talent, build that division, and build a whole bunch of new female stars. If you don't want the division, kill the division, Dana. Simple as that. That's easy fix for that division. Next, lightweight. Lightweight is probably and arguably the best division in the UFC. It's definitely, alongside men's bantamweight, probably the most stacked. If you go top 15 versus top 15, it's quite even. But then when you go outside the top 15, men's lightweight is a massive division. There's so many stars. The biggest stars compete in that division. The biggest names compete in that division. Mr. McGregor's in that division. So it is what it is. It's the best division. What does it need? You need to bring through the future stars of that division. At the top of the division, you've got the same guys kind of stuck there. Dustin's just been finished by Justin Gaethje. He ain't fighting anytime soon. And I don't hate him for that, but it's just causing a bit of a logjam at the division. Gamrot's trying to break through. Fiziev tried to break through, but they're getting stuck because the guys at the top, like your Gaethjes and your Poiriers and Oliveira's, and I love these guys. I think they're the most entertaining, some of the most entertaining fighters in the UFC. They're just too good sometimes for those below them. So we need to find a way where we can kind of get this new generation of fighters to break through. Obviously, it's on them. Like, for example, Benoit Saint-Denis, if we can get him through and get him to grow and hopefully earn that title shot. It's a new star at the top of that division and an exciting star for Islam Makhachev to face. And then hopefully he sticks in this division and there's no kind of champ talk, because I'm kind of sick of it now. I want a steady champion in every division that defends that title so we can keep these divisions active. And also, Islam Makhachev, we need 3 title defenses from him. I know he does too because Ramadan and fasting and everything like that, but we need 3 title defenses. 1 early next year, 1 hopefully in the summer, and then 1 hopefully in October in Abu Dhabi. Get this division active because for years now, no one's ever said it, but until Oliveira came around, we got 3 title defenses in quite quick succession. Before him, Khabib, 1 title defense a year. Conor, 1 title defense and ran off to face Mayweather. I don't hate him for that. Obviously, he has to make the bag, but let's get this belt active. Oliveira did brilliant in doing that. Islam, get him doing the same as well. So that's an easy way and best way to fix this division. Welterweight, oh my God, this division is a mess. Have everybody just fight each other. Literally, that's as simple as it is. It seems like no one wants to fight each other. Everyone wants to sit out and wait their turn for a title shot. Leon Edwards doesn't even want to fight the contenders. He's saying, I want to go up to 185 and get a double belt so I can become champ. Get the competitors to fight each other. Bilal Muhammad, you can put to the side and you can say, okay, he deserves his title shot because he was promised one for beating Gilbert Burns. Fair enough. Colby getting a title shot for sitting out for 2 years is crazy to me. Get everyone else below Bilal Muhammad fighting and earning a title shot. The one guy who I think we all think next year will probably hold that belt is Shavkat Rakhmonov. Shavkat, if he beats Wonderboy, he doesn't deserve a title shot unless it's in spectacular fashion and you can't deny him. Then that's the case, you give him the title shot. But Shavkat, get him another fight next year if he does beat Wonderboy against somebody else in the top 3 or 4, just to solidify his place. If you do Bilal Muhammad versus Shavkat, fair enough. That's a great fight and a great title eliminator to earn the next title shot. But that is an easy way to fix that division. Just get everyone fighting each other. Even Usman, throw him back in the equation. I know he probably won't want to compete after losing to Hamzat, but throw him in the equation. And Hamzat saying he can make 170. He probably can't, but if you can, throw him in the equation. Get this division active next year. It needs 3 title defenses minimum. It's been such a lackluster division, and I think a lot of us took Kamaru Usman for granted. I think a lot of us hated his cringe personality and whatnot, but the dude was an active champion until he got injured that year. So we need this division active, and every competitor needs to start fighting each other in this division. It's becoming lazy and it's becoming boring. So hopefully next year, whether it's Colby, whether it's Leon, whoever wins in December, I know we're getting the title fight soon, and I know we're getting Shavkat versus Wonderboy. But get the rest of this division fighting and get this division rolling again. We need title defenses and we need this division active. Simple as that. Easy fix to this division. Middleweight was a division which was notoriously stuck while Izzy was champion. There's no knock on Izzy. He was just better than the rest of the division until Alex Pereira came along. Once Alex Pereira knocked him off, but he got the belt back, so it was seeming exciting. And then now Sean Strickland's beat Izzy. It's opened up a whole bunch of new fights. Izzy had beaten all the past contenders, Whittaker, Vettori, Cannonier. He's beat Pereira now. He's beat a bunch of guys, Brunson in the past. This division now can get active. We've got new Izzy saying he's sitting out for a while, which is good, not for the UFC, but it's good for the division. Whittaker can earn a title shot. Duplessis is getting a title shot. Hamzat can come through and earn a title shot. Cannonier can earn a title shot. The whole division has been kind of saved. All the UFC needs to do, keep the belt active and just put on bangers, promote the division and put on massive pay-per-views and massive pay-per-view main events for whoever the champion is of this division going forward, and just keep the belt active. I feel like we might see this belt hot potato from person to person because they all kind of equal each other out. Like some people's skill sets are better than the others, so it knocks out everyone in the division, and eventually we might get a hot potato of the belt, but that's cool anyway, so long as we keep the belt active. It's this simple division to fix. All the UFC needs to do, keep the champ active and just put on banger fights. So that's hoping Sean Strickland is the champion, because if anyone's going to put on multiple fights next year as a champion, it's going to be him. It wouldn't surprise me if he could. He'd put on 4 or 5 title defenses next year, but let's just hope we'll see what happens with that division. But it's an easy fix. Put on bangers. Light heavyweight, interesting division. Don't wait for Jamal Hill to fix this division, and it's no knock on him. When he comes back, he deserves the title shot. But Alex Pereira has just won the title. Let's keep this division active as well. It's as simple as that. When Jamal is ready and he's back and fit, he gets an immediate title shot. But let's not wait until June, July next year for him to be ready and healthy for this division to stay active. If there's an incredible performance by Johnny Walker in January, because he's main eventing a fight night against Magomed Ankalaev, just throw him in the title picture. If you need to do a rematch of Yuri Prohaska versus Alex Pereira, do it. Whatever you can, keep Alex fighting. He's a fan favourite and becoming a star in this sport. And he's becoming a combat sports. You're stopping him becoming a combat sports legend, because if he can whitewash this light heavyweight division, it'll be... There's been all this debate. Where does he sit in the GOAT list? Where does he sit in the combat sports ranking? Let's keep him active and let's find out. He hasn't fought enough yet, but the more he fights, the better it's going to be. And if we wait for Jamal Hill, we're not going to see him fight, and we're not going to see this division thrive. So whoever it is as the champion, keep this division active, and let's not wait for Jamal Hill. That's not saying I don't think he deserves a title shot. He does when he is ready to come back. We're not waiting for him, but when he comes back, then he can compete for the title. Easy fix for this division as well. Heavyweight, the last division in the UFC. How are we going to fix this division? Strip John Jones of the title and force Stipe Miocic to fight. Simple as that. Tom Aspinall is the interim heavyweight champion. We want the UFC and the heavyweight division to thrive. If we're gonna, we need an active champion, and Tom Aspinall feels like he's going to be that active champion for so many years. Like a few of the other divisions, 1 title defense a year, 1 title defense a year. We need 2 or 3 next year. Aspinall's willing to be that guy. I know he said no to Cyril Gane. He wants to fight Stipe. You force Stipe to fight, whether it's at UFC 300, whether you do a main event in April in London, whatever it is, you force Stipe Miocic to fight. When John Jones is ready to come back, he fights for undisputed gold, undisputed heavyweight champion versus undisputed heavyweight champion, and then we find out who the best of the best is. But that is the easy fix for that division. Do not hold up this division and keep it stagnant. Let's keep the ball rolling, let's keep fights going, and let's keep the hype going for this division. There's so much rejuvenated hype in a lot of these divisions. Let's not kill it. It's looking like a promising year next year for the UFC. If we're being honest, when it comes to all the divisions in the UFC, they haven't been amazing. I don't think a single fighter... Normally, some fighters... I will give credit to Alex Volkanovski, because he had 3 title fights this year. Because normally we will have one guy who stands out as fighter of the year for having 3 title fights and defenses. Alex Volkanovski gets credit in my book because he tried. He had the first fight versus Islam, close decision, beat what was his name, Yair Rodriguez, and then went for another title fight. So he did try and get 3 fights. I think the rest of the champions, 2 at max. No, Izzy got 3. No, Izzy got 2 actually. He beat Pereira, then defended lost the title against Strickland. So he wasn't even as active as he usually is. So next year, here's hoping we have some active champions and the UFC divisions are thriving, because we need that next year. And then hopefully we get an Irishman return and the UFC is going to be bigger than ever. But what do you think of that? How would you fix all the UFC divisions? Do you even think they need fixing next year? I personally do, and those were my kind of takes. Let us know down in your comments below. What would you do to fix every division? What do you want to see next year from the UFC? It has been a good year, but I just still think there's some tinkering that needs doing, and then we can be kind of set for next year. But like I said, put it down in the comments below, and we'll see if we all agree, disagree, and whatnot. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. It helps more than you imagine. Subscribe for more MMA and fight content coming soon. We're trying to grow the channel and help grow it. I know a lot of you have been commenting and whatnot, and when I can, I'll try and reply to comments, but just been a bit busy. But yeah, subscribe, please. It's much appreciated and it helps out more than you can imagine. And yeah, hope you have a great day, and we'll catch you in the next one.